In this video, I'm going to quickly talk about something which might cost you like literally years in your just overall journey, like your self-improvement journey of bettering yourself, or when it just comes to success in like basically any region of your life. But before I drop that, just quickly subscribe to this channel if you want to see like more highly compact informational videos on how to improve your life. And what I hinted at earlier is the following. You probably experienced this in like some way, form, shape as well, back in like your teens or maybe even up until like your 20s. So I'm like currently 20 right now, and I still have this like kind of like left over in me, and it's actually a problem I recently discovered, and it's that urge to be different. That urge to be different, I feel like, is based on like two premises. In two ways can benefit you, so to speak. And the one is just, it feels like in a way nice sometimes to be different, to like go against the stream and everything, because oftentimes like it is actually not a bad thing, right? Like sometimes it's not a bad thing. For example, if you want to be highly successful in like business or whatever it is, then you have to go against like the mainstream in a sense in order to start a business, because most people don't do that. So sometimes it's good, but it's not always good. And I'm going to explain why in a second. But the second thing I see is it can be a tool to get attention. And, you know, seeking attention is always like, by most people, it's presented as this like very bad thing, this like evil thing or whatever, this like really needy thing. And I, in a sense, disagree, because I feel like there's like two types of getting attention. One way is by earning it, so that's like the non-needy way. Then there's the needy way, which is like short-term attention seeking. And that's really the bad thing, and that's where this comes in essentially. For example, there's like this phenomenon in Germany, at least where I live, where in a lot of schools there's like this one Nazi kid, kind of. The one Nazi kid which proudly exclaims that he's a Nazi. And it's sad because those guys are like 14 years old or something, and by screaming it out like this, they oftentimes can run into problems later on in their life, or even in like their school career, obviously. And it's especially sad when you think about that most of these guys probably do it because they just want to get attention, you know? And it's an effective way to get short-term attention, but the long-term side effects of that are, as you can tell, pretty bad. I feel like this is often a problem when it comes to like political movements in a way, a sense or form, like belief systems, values, all that type of stuff. And it's the same, for example, communism as well. Like communism, anarchism, then ultra capitalism maybe as well, and then Nazism, like all this kind of like stuff, like fascism. I mean, like all of those movements oftentimes, or like these belief systems, are adopted and then proudly exclaimed in order to get attention. As we can tell, most of these belief systems are not necessarily beneficial for you in the long run. You know, like some are probably more devastating than others, obviously, but generally speaking, there are better alternatives out there which are like relativistic. One of the like main realities that I see almost everywhere, and it's kind of like this law of it's always like a shade of gray. Like the world is not black and white, it's always shades of gray, even the law itself. Because I do believe that there are black and white kind of colors, let's just say, in the world as well. So some things are definitely, in the extreme case, true. In whatever way, shape, or form that is. But most of the time, it's really relativistic and shades of gray, as I just said. Controversial belief systems, most of the time, are very extreme. And so what I'm trying to really drive home here is that you have to be cautious of this like need of wanting to be different in a way. Because, as I just said, you want to gain attention and it just feels like nice, but you have to be really cautious with this. It can just lead you down some rabbit holes, which will cost you in the end just years. And so I think the right approach to this is to just base your belief systems and values, etc., on just logic and facts, and then always try to keep like an open and flexible mind when somebody else comes along with like, well, okay, I think this is this way and that way or whatever. And most of the time people don't present it in like this calm manner or whatever. They just attack you on like a personal level and everything. And it's like it almost immediately like brings out this like counter attack part where like now both parties are like just stuck in their positions and nobody wants to go anywhere. But even if they present it like this, try to maybe think about, even just later on after like a heated battle or whatever, could the other person be right in some way, shape or form? So just, yeah, base your values, belief systems, etc. on logic and facts. And I think this should be pretty obvious and logical. Oftentimes, you have to look at the counterparty as well and what their logic say and what their facts say and whatever. Maybe they're right in some sense, right? And then just try to shuffle between like things that are like, if you think that economically this is right, but in another issue you think this is right, and maybe then economically a more like rightist approach is right for you, or seems to be the case, and in another issue it's like more of like a leftist thing. Just try to like balance things out, and as I just said, shades of gray is the way to go, I believe. And I mean, most of the time people are just blatantly wrong and also misinformed. So yeah, I mean, that's just why I'm making this video, because it's very likely, me included, that you're wrong. Like, we are probably very wrong about some things that we will just find about like later in life. And also, last point I want to say about this is, once you adopt the belief system, there's like so many biases and just mechanisms that are like set in place, or like just started kind of, that will essentially keep you on that track. So yeah, just be aware of that. And I hope this video in some way helped and maybe made you realize something. Just very like, be aware of this wanting to be different kind of attitude can really lead you down some rabbit holes, which it will take you essentially years to climb back out of, maybe even decades, or you will just never climb back out of them. So yeah, just be very cautious of that. It's like one of those very dangerous pitfalls, I believe, in life. Thoughts on this video? Comment right now. This video helped, like it, and if you want to see like more content which is actually aimed at improving your life, then you can subscribe to this YouTube channel. And also check out some other videos, because I base these videos on things that have helped me in my life, and also like other highly successful people in whatever area of life you want. And also you can follow me on Instagram. The link for that is in the description down below. So go check that out right now and follow me there. And yeah, with all of that being said, let's fucking go and have a good day, man.